Hello everyone, thank you for joining me today. This is Taliesin McKnight, and today I would like to make a video to discuss the struggle within ourselves, to discuss that which attempts to keep us from accomplishing our will. Today I'm going to discuss that which tries to attempt and hinder our work, whatever that may be. Perhaps your goal is to be a powerful magician. Perhaps your goal is union with the divine. Perhaps your goal is self-realization. Maybe your goal or your purpose is to simply have a meaningful life, to be happy, to be fulfilled, to have the things that you would like to have and the things that you need. So I think it's important to have some kind of a purpose within one's life, some kind of a purpose. And there will always be that which tries to hinder success upon the path. So today I want to talk about the path itself and the hindrance that may occur. So first of all, what is the path? What is the goal that one wishes to achieve? I think it's important to understand that the main hindrance on the path is oneself. And one of the main hindrances is scattering one's energies. This could be represented symbolically by the many heads of the Hydra, by a serpent with many heads. Again, this is just a symbol. I don't mean this literally in any way. It is my contention that fable, legend, mythological symbols, and motifs are meaningful allegories. I don't mean any of it literally. For example, an inner struggle within oneself could be represented by two brothers wrestling. In fact, in my own life, I use this mythological motif quite a bit when I quit smoking, when I was trying to accomplish self-overcoming. And I'll get into that in a minute, but I'm digressing a bit, but you can represent philosophical concepts by myth and allegory. Our ancestors were very much aware of this, but it's something that we've forgotten. We've fallen into a period of dense literalism with the advent of literalistic Christianity, and then today in a more secular society where we deny anything that's spiritual or metaphysical or mythological, things like that. So anyways, symbolically, we are pulled in many different directions. Many people have 20 different careers that they would like to be. They would like to be a lawyer, but they really would like to be a football player, but it would be really nice if they can go to school and just be a nurse. That would be practical. They can be a nurse in a few years. But you know what? I really like construction, and I've been a builder for years, so maybe I should stick with construction. This is what creates inertia. This is what keeps people from moving in any direction. Being pulled, dissipating your forces, dissipating your energies. This is another reason, at another level why it's important to learn to meditate and to concentrate upon one point. One-pointed concentration. Most people's thoughts are scattered in many different directions. But if you think of it as light, when light is diffused, it lights a room, but it's not really a creative active force. But when you concentrate light into one point, it becomes a laser. It can burn through things. It's important to have one goal in mind, one central purpose. If you imagine an arrow moving in this direction, I want to do this, but I'd also like to do this. There's an arrow pointing that direction. But I'd like to do this too. There's an arrow pointing that direction. You're pulled in many different forces which cancel each other out. This is why people with 20 different careers in mind end up doing nothing and working at a convenience store all their lives. No offense to people who have that profession. It's an honest living, and it's a way to make money. I don't mean to degrade that profession, but my example, what I'm saying is they don't accomplish anything because they have stagnation. So this is an example of something that hinders oneself. You should have some kind of a goal set in mind. And this is where, within the philosophical system of Thelema, of Aleister Crowley, he talks about self-knowledge, discovering your true purpose or true will, which stems from the very core of your being. Discovering who you are. Who am I? Self-knowledge, self-understanding. Understanding who you are at your core. And having that understanding of yourself, you can understand your place in the world, your place in nature. But it's important to have one goal in mind, to be able to focus your energies to move with all your being towards a specific goal. And again, this is why meditation is important. In the case of ritual magic, it's important to have one goal in mind for during a ceremony. You don't want to be thinking about what happened the other day at your job, or thinking about what your neighbor said at a barbecue. You want to focus all your mind upon the one thing. And that is why within a ritual setting and ritual magic, you'll have incenses. So let's say you're doing a love spell or a ritual with Venus, you'll have incenses of Venus. The smell, you smell the perfume of Venus or the incense. You look and you see the colored candle of Venus. So your sight, your smell, you'll hear the chants of Venus or whatever. Touch, you get all your senses, so that everywhere you look in the circle, you're reminded of the one purpose, the one goal, so you don't dissipate your energies. If you're doing a ritual to Mercury, you look upon the 8 lamps that remind you of Mercury. You look at the color orange associated with Mercury. You have the caduceus wand associated with Mercury. You have the incense. You'll have the agate and the opal, stones of Mercury. Everywhere you look, your mind is reminded, because we live in a physical universe, and by the principle of correspondence, and through having associated symbols, through symbol systems, we're able to focus our mind with one point of concentration. But anyway, the real enemy is within oneself. It is that which hinders us to the achievement of our purpose. And this is something that is ongoing. Within mythology, sorry, my camera's a little jiggly. Within mythology, you have the idea that you must conquer a dragon in order to win the maiden or the princess. You have the idea that you have to overcome a beast to win the hand of the maiden. You have the idea of overcoming our own lower nature, in a sense, to achieve our goal. So it's always an inner struggle. If you look within mythology, you have Jacob wrestling with the angel. You have the twin brothers, Cain and Abel, fighting each other. You have the inner struggle within oneself. So, okay, anyways. So you see this in mythology. Joseph Campbell's Hero of a Thousand Faces, he goes into this quite a bit. And then you come to the ongoing process. There is an endless cycle represented by the formula of Yao. This is represented by 3 letters, I-A-O, in addition to be a Gnostic name of the Hebrew deity, and a Hellenized form of this. Yao, the formula, symbolizes Isis, which is growth, Apophis, which is destruction, a period of destruction, and Osiris, which is resurrection. And this is represented as, when you begin something, everything begins easy. Let's say it's a meditation. Anything that you plan to do. Let's say your goal is to lose weight. You go to the gym, You feel good about it. That is the first phase, represented by the letter I, Isis, growth. You feel good, there's fertility, everything's wonderful. Then the second phase comes, represented by Apophis. This is a period in which whatever you're trying to do becomes unbearable. You want to stop. You're indecisive. You decide to do something else. This is where most people stop. This is where the going gets tough. So many people go to the gym and they feel good about it for a while and then they stop going. Why do they do that? Because it becomes unbearable, they lose interest, it becomes hard and difficult, it becomes monotonous and boring. This is what keeps most people from achieving any kind of goal. Many people want to be a lawyer. They go to law school and then they quit and they don't do it. Many people would like to be wealthy. They don't end up doing it. Many people would like to achieve all kinds of goals and they don't end up doing it. They would like to save up for a vacation to Honolulu and they don't do it. So this is one of the main hindrances is within ourselves, this Apophis phase. This is represented as the mystical dark night of the soul. Now, if you just realize that this is part of a process, that this is a normal phase and cycle that will happen again and again, this is normal. If you just push through this period and don't stop, then you'll finally get to the Osiris, which is resurrection. And this is where you enter into a superior phase at a higher level of being. And this is what is needed. You need to sustain whatever you're trying to achieve. And this is represented on the chariot card by the white horse and the black horse. These represent two elements of your will. The charioteer is moving toward a goal. One of these, he restrains both horses. One of the horses represented I will. It is making yourself do something when you don't feel like it. The black horse is self-restraint of your impulses. It is not doing, it is impulse control. Let's say you're trying to lose weight. You don't feel like going to the gym. You do it anyways. Anyways, this is represented by the two horses on the chariot. You have you'll have the desire to quit going to the gym. You have to make yourself do stuff even when you don't feel like it. And let's say you want that donut, you restrain that impulse. So self-control. Self-control is needed to achieve any kind of a goal. Any kind of a goal. The principle of liberty is based in self-control. Let me ask you something. Is a crack addict free? Is a crack addict free? The principle of self-control is the law of liberty. Only when you can overcome your own impulses to achieve a long-term goal, this is needed. So basically, to master the external world, you have to master yourself. And this is representative of the relationship between the microcosm, the self, and the macrocosm, the environment. One is a reflection of the other. Anyways, that is just a really quick video on the hindrances of the path. I will have many more videos coming out. I've been off of here for a while, and I plan to make many more videos. That was just a quick video that came to mind. Anyways, I love all of you guys. I love my fans. I love you guys very much, and many more to come. Have a great day, y'all.